What is up, guys? Welcome to Diggity, a video game podcast, episode number 148. I'm Jeff James. As always, with me, the incredible, unobtainable, luscious Brody Faults. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. There's also someone with us. It's Corey. Corey, how are you? I should come up with a name for you instead of luscious, unobtainable, Brody Faults. Who would Corey be?
Just Corey.
Ohio Corey.
Yeah, that's me.
There we go. Featuring Ohio Corey.
I'm changing my Twitter handle to that right now.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, guys, we have Corey on the show this episode, as we were on Corey's show with Corey and Ed for the Nintendo PAL Block podcast, which is part of Boss Rush Games. We had a blast on there, so go check them out. Corey, do you want to give a quick little rundown of what you guys do over there?
Boss Rush Games is just we run a series of podcasts that cover anything from games to Nintendo to Xbox to, we do some creator one-on-one interviews that we started doing a couple, I want to say at the beginning of the year, I guess. We kind of started with ourselves to kind of give everybody a background on us, and then we're going to try to, have a different creator on every other week or so to try to just get their stuff out there and just hang out for an hour or so. And, like you said, I'm the host of Nintendo PAL Block, which is our Nintendo podcast, and Arsenal X, which is our Xbox podcast. And then the flagship show is the Boss Rush podcast. So, it's a good time. We're kind of
busy.
Busy is an understatement. I was going to say we're trying to navigate the waters of content to see, what we should be,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The grind, man. The podcast grind.
Yeah.
So, we make note of that nearly every episode on our show.
Hey, guess what? Guess what just happened?
Did you just change your Twitter name?
No. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I switched my microphone over here on Google Hangouts, and Audacity stopped recording my normal microphone.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay. We got it.
Don't worry about it.
Keep all rolling.
Don't worry about it. I got other means. It's a backup, dude. It's a backup. I got other means.
Okay.
Guys, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Diggity Podcast. You can also follow Corey. How? Do you have a Twitter?
Yeah, you can follow me at I am Corey in HD, and you can follow Boss Rush Games at boss_rush_games.
Boom, there we go. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Search for Diggity, Diggity, or search for Diggity Gaming, and you'll find us. You can also tell your friends, your family, your loved ones, whoever you love or hate about our podcast, and that's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever awesome podcasts are held. And also head over to Patreon at patreon.com/Diggity Podcast. Get access to private Discord channels, exclusive content, as well as the ever elusive famed Stickity Diggity for yourself, which is incredibly named. But also Stickity Diggities get shipped out this week also. So except for one person who's in the military and they constantly had to move. So you know who you are. With that, why don't we jump into what we've all been playing before we jump into the news? We should start
with Corey.
Yeah, we should give Corey
start with our guest.
The floor is yours.
All right. Well, now that my microphone is working again, I started playing Darksiders Genesis, which is the top-down fourth game in the series. It's interesting. It's Darksiders. I mean, it's what can you say about Darksiders? Let me tell you. I think Darksiders is a game that I know. We have a friend, Insipid Ghost, on Twitter. He runs a Xbox podcast as well. He loves Darksiders, and in a way, I want to love Darksiders. Right? Like, it has cool characters. The lore is cool. Like, it knows what it is. Right? It's just kind of campy and dumb, but also kind of takes itself a little bit seriously enough to like you want to know what happens. Right? But the games, man. They're just, they are the definition of okay. Like it's just, it doesn't fail, man. Like I was playing it on Switch, and like, it's a cool concept, right? It's like a top-down twin stick shooter, Diablo like almost, right? Where you're gathering orbs and upgrades and stuff. And it's a cool concept, right? But it just, it feels empty, and it feels like it feels like it just needs a little bit more. I mean, I'm only an hour or so in, right? It could get better, it could get worse. Or it could just be this mediocre the entire way through. But it's
bank on that third option.
Yeah,
that would
I
be
mean,
my guess.
yeah, I mean, to be honest, that's my guess too. It's just gonna ride mediocrity to the end. I don't even know how long the game is. 20-ish hours, I think they said. So
it's at 22, 23, something like that.
Oh boy, yeah. So
you're in it.
Yeah,
I have rose-colored glasses for the first one, and then I played the second one very briefly. But yeah, the idea of it being mediocre through and through is 100% what that series is about.
Now, let me tell you the definition of mediocre for that second game. I played it on the Wii U.
Ooh,
which
damn.
was
damn.
I mean, I don't really know if I need to tell you guys anymore about that. I mean, that's
enough said.
Pretty well sums it up.
Yeah.
Did you use the stylus?
No, but I mean, look, I as a Nintendo defender, right? In running a Nintendo podcast, also like I do my due diligence of playing third-party games on Nintendo consoles. It's not the greatest decision I've ever made. It's pretty close to the bottom, right? Sometimes.
Oh shit!
But I have to do it for the people. I have to let them know. Please don't play Doom on Switch. Please don't buy Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on the Wii U. Like it's look. I
appreciate your sacrifice.
I mean, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it.
Absolutely. Look, Brody buys things and finds that they go on sale the next week.
I mean, that's true. So I mean, to be fair, Brody, I did pull a U. I did buy Kingdom Hearts 2 days. I bought Kingdom Hearts 3 2 days before it was announced for Game Pass. So
shit.
Yeah. So I'm that guy. So yeah. So I've been playing that, and then I installed the Fire Emblem Cindered Shadows update, and I'm about to embark on that. Right? I did notice there's a side story option on the menu now, so I'm assuming that's where you play the Cindered Shadows.
It is.
DLC.
Yep.
So
it's its own contained thing, and it's probably about 7 hours long or so.
You can't contain the excitement.
I mean, no, dude, Fire Emblem. that game, those games, since
y'all are getting hot and bothered, it's bothering me.
I would say since the GameCube, I've been pretty obsessed with Fire Emblem. So
yeah.
Although I could probably sell that GameCube copy and pay for a month's worth of rent here, but
probably.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. But then I couldn't tell people that I have it. So
that's right. You got to hold on to it for bragging rights.
You're right. I do. And then just my nightly rounds of Tetris. We were talking about the other night, and I reinstalled Tetris 99. So
there you go.
Let me tell you what, man. People have gotten way better at that game since I stopped playing. I think people figured it out, and I did not. So that's pretty much it. I've been
cool.
Been trying to do some other work, and I've been actually right after we record, during our recording of my show, like I felt like I was getting sick that day, and then so the last 2 days I've been battling the flu, and today is the first day I've felt almost normal in about 48 hours. So yeah.
Yikes. Hey, Brody, what'd you get to playing?
A very brief amount of Tokyo Mirage sessions, and still grinding away at Modern Warfare. Not sure what it is about that game, but I am completely sucked into trying to get gold on everything. With the challenges, it's a nice little breadcrumb trail for me to follow, and spend way too much time playing when I should be playing other things. How about you?
I've been ripping. I'm in the Ni no Kuni gang right now, so been ripping that. And still ripping Overwatch, hating life. Still doing it.
It's fair.
And I know I shouldn't, but I'm still playing Overwatch.
After that discussion the other day, I did reinstall Overwatch as well.
Oh, see, not good.
I have considered uninstalling it. It's still installed because I know if the moment I uninstall it, I will be asked to install it again so we can play it.
That's right. I get a little notification on my phone. Brody's uninstalled. Hey, you want to play? A new champ came out. All right. Brody, you want to hit us up with the Diggity deals before we jump into all of our news?
Yeah, Diggity deals. Nintendo Switch. You can get Death Squared for $1.49 on the US eShop, which is a fantastic deal. That's 90% off. On Xbox One, you can get South Park: The Stick of Truth plus the Fractured Butt Hole bundle for $23.09. And on PlayStation 4, you can get Plants vs. Zombies: Battle for Neighborville for $19.99 on the PlayStation Store. And last but not least, on PC, you can get BattleTech for $13.59 on Steam.
I hate the pricing. I hate all of it. I don't mind the $19.99, but why? $23.09. It's rounded.
Right. I mean, if you really want to hate yourself, Celeste on the eShop is $6.79.
I saw that. That was actually almost the deal I chose, but I decided to go for Death Squared because we've chose Celeste a few times now.
Anybody impressed by any deals here or no? It's just kind of like,
Yeah. I mean, South Park, both South Park games, if you haven't played them already and you're a fan of the show, like
they're fantastic.
That's probably worth $20-something, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Death Squared's, that's a good deal. It is very much better as a co-op game. Solo, not so much. And BattleTech, I think that game's normally $40, so that's a pretty decent deal if you're interested in it.
Cool. I'll run through the free-to-play games for this week on Xbox. So you get Naruto to Boruto, not to be confused with Naruto to Burrito, and Shining Resonance Refrain, as well as Valkyria Chronicles 4. So jump on over Xbox, get to play those games for free this weekend.
I can't speak to. Yeah, I was gonna say Valkyria Chronicles 4 is fantastic. I've never played the other ones though.
That's okay. You can speak on this one.
Yeah,
it's free.
You want a little more? I was just saying, fantastic.
Go for it. Okay, go for it.
It's a turn-based game. Not quite the full-on grid system, but essentially a grid system of sorts, and it's like XCOM meets
almost like Gears almost.
Yeah, kind of in a weird way, but
it's like turn-based Gears almost.
Yeah, it's very much like
pops.
It's very much like a XCOM of sorts, kind of in a weird, like almost like a World War II-esque setting, but also not World War II. It's that weird future past thing that happens, but it's really cool. I need to return to that game as well. I have it on Switch.
Yeah.
One day.
Definitely. That was so good. Love that game.
So a Borderlands movie is being made.
No.
Yeah.
Right up there with that Uncharted movie, right?
Yeah.
So everything that we know so far is Lionsgate is going to be producing the movie, with some help from A-Rad Productions, and Eli Roth will be the director. And supposedly more info will be coming at PAX East on February 27th.
Isn't Lionsgate like the guys that constantly announce these video game movies and then they never do them?
They did Assassin's Creed, right?
They did Assassin's Creed, and they did. I think they did the last Hitman movie as well, if I remember correctly.
Totally forgot about the Hitman movie series.
Yeah. I got a feeling this is going to be really bad. Like really bad.
No, come on now. Do you think that they'll make everyone's makeup so they look like they're cel shaded, or do you think that it'll?
I have no clue what to expect from this.
The thing is, if they did this, it should be a rated R animated movie. That would be if I was to make a Borderlands movie, which I wouldn't be making a Borderlands movie. If I was making a Borderlands movie, that would be the approach I took.
So I think that's the only approach you can really take. I mean, I don't make it almost like a Tales from the Borderlands type of thing and roll with that. But the moment you go live action with this, it's going to get real bad real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also going to be super corny and cheesy if it gets made, if they want to keep the true Borderlands.
A lot of people complained about the story writing in the last game. So I can only imagine when it's in a movie form.
Yikes.
Here's the thing, though. Are you really going to Borderlands for a story, though.
Absolutely not.
But you're forced to watch it up until now because you can't skip the cutscenes. So,
yeah,
you know what you can skip? Borderlands.
Yeah, the game itself. Hey, number 2 was okay. Number 1 was great. Number 3,
mediocre.
To be desired.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of the few people who missed the Borderlands bandwagon. I just totally missed it.
I was like halfway on the wagon, and then the rest of my body was just being dragged. I couldn't pay attention to the game. So
that sounds a lot of my friends' experiences with Borderlands.
Yeah. Yacht Club Games is presenting something called The Happening on February 26th at 9 a.m. Pacific. So this is the studio's second ever Nintendo Direct styled event. And they supposedly have a boatload of new announcements.
Yes.
And the emphasis on new and obviously puns.
Emphasis on boatload.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of puns.
Yeah, the last Yacht Club Game Presents, they had a ton of Shovel Knight stuff. And it's not called The Happening.
My bad.
But anyway, they had a ton of stuff for Shovel Knight, and a decent amount of that has came out now. So it'd be interesting to see what they're doing next, because supposedly they're supposed to be moving on from Shovel Knight. That was pretty much the last of the Shovel Knight train.
To Shovel Knight Definitive Edition.
There you go.
Boom. Why would they not continue Shovel Knight? Prince money, dude. And they got like the ultimate deal. Like Nintendo's cool with them.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is.
They have Amiibo, man.
Yeah. They got in on that Amiibo gang. It was hard for Nintendo to do that kind of crap. And they're in on it. So I don't know. What do you think they make? I mean, you think they make another kind of Shovel Knight-ish kind of style platformer?
Well, I know they have two. Well, they're publishing 2 games, right? One is based off Shovel Knight. That Shovel Knight big game, and then the Cyber Shadow, right? It's called Cyber Shadow. The kind of Ninja Gaiden style game. So
Cyber Shovel.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. God, that'd be so awesome if it was just like a ninja with a shovel instead of a sword. That'd be so awesome. Why not?
Yeah, so basically this whole like Shovel Knight, all the expansions was all because of a Kickstarter, and they hit so many goals that they basically developed this thing for like 5 years, and anybody who supported it at any point in there got everything pretty much that came after it. So I don't think they actually made as much money off of this as you would have thought. They also, I mean, they still made a ton of money off it, don't get me wrong, but a lot of it was, fulfilling promises that they made a while back. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do going forward, because now they're not tied to that Kickstarter tier list and everything. So that's cool. I'm excited for these guys for sure.
Yeah. Cool. I can't wait to see what they got next.
Cool.
The Witcher 3 for Nintendo Switch got a pretty important update. So a list of the changes that were added touch control support, mainly for use in Gwent, added save file integration with GOG, Steam, and versions of the game for Switch from different regions, added more text languages in selected regions, added more graphical options, added multiple performance optimizations, fixed various visual and functional bugs, and various gameplay and crash fixes. The save file integration is amazing, and actually kind of makes me want to pick it up, even though I shouldn't, because it would be nice to be able to carry that game forward and play mobile occasionally. But the visual improvements that they made in this patch were incredible. I don't know if you saw these at all, but it's a pretty drastic difference. Beforehand, it was pretty blurry, and now it's still kind of blurry, but it looks better than it has any right to look.
Yeah, it looks almost as good as it when it launched on Xbox One. Like that's what Digital Foundry was saying. Like it's comparable to a launch Xbox One version of The Witcher.
That's crazy.
It's impressive. Insane. Somebody is a goddamn wizard over there. I mean, it's unreal.
Yeah, perhaps a Witcher.
Maybe a Witcher. Nice one.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Hey, the coronavirus is striking again. Not to just down on everyone's parade there with deadly viruses that currently plague the entire Earth, not even nation. Good God. But PlayStation is choosing to steer clear of both GDC and PAX East, citing the coronavirus as the main reasoning. Facebook has also now pulled out of GDC as well. So So there'll be 2 less people at their booth. Sony's statement for that was,
I didn't know robots could catch coronavirus.
Lizard
right.
people, actually.
Yeah, lizard people. That's right. Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg's a lizard. That's right.
I have no coronavirus.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. He's got some
Awkward?
beady eyes
Yeah,
too.
man.
You seen his eyes too? It's all pupil.
Lots of pupil.
There's nothing there. It's all pupil. Like he's looking at a marble. Sony's statement stated that we have made the difficult decision to cancel our participation in Game Developers Conference due to increasing concerns related to COVID-19, also known as coronavirus, which someone's totally going to make a game about COVID-19. We felt this was the best option as the situation related to the virus and global travel restrictions are changing daily. We are disappointed to cancel our participation, but the health and safety of our global workforce is our highest concern. We look forward to participating in GDC in the future. So, I mean, they weren't going to announce anything anyways at GDC, and they weren't going to announce anything at PAX. Like,
yeah, but The Last of Us 2 is going to be playable at PAX, which is kind of a big deal.
That's true enough.
So,
I
yeah,
think
Why don't they
gonna
just ship a thing to the place?
I mean, why don't they just have like, I don't know. When I went to PAX, like it wasn't like anybody important from PlayStation was there.
Yeah, it's a bunch of marketing reps from other firms.
There was like 12 PlayStation 4s there, and then 4 VR headsets, and I was like, PlayStation has a presence here, guys.
Yeah, they usually
screw the
typically
guys
just
at the
hire
low
out.
end. Yeah, screw the guys at the low end of the totem pole. They can go get the coronavirus.
The thing was, it was like it was right before Detroit Become Human and God of War were coming out, and they had those games playable there. Yeah. And like 3 of the people running the booths were like, they're like moms. Like,
yeah,
like they were like the one lady was literally like a mom. She's like, yeah, I'm doing this because my daughter needs to go to school or something. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, they send all their stuff there, and then they just find a local like marketing. I mean, I get GDC because there would be a bunch of people actually from Sony, like SCE and everything going over there.
Yeah, right. But PAX is actually a fan event.
But PAX is just it's just a fan event. So you've got like Karen there working the PSVR.
Yeah. Karen's little Timmy.
Hold on a second. Let me go fix the Nintendo for a second.
I don't know. I just jiggled a wire. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. They gave me this free T-shirt.
Look, it's the Nintendo symbol.
I got my Final Fantasy 14 lanyard.
My son's got one of these at home, and all he ever does is play Mario. Oh God! All right, dive into the Animal Crossing Direct stuff, dude. That's a long. Holy cow! Yeah, there's a takeover part for me. Good Lord.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's definitely a takeover part for you.
All right.
So they broke this into kind of 3 parts throughout this. Part 1 was a refresher on what's been shown so far, and actually there was a quite healthy amount of content in there that was not talked about prior to this.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's how they chose to break it up. So you can choose from a handful of different maps right at the start, and you can also choose which hemisphere you live in. So this will allow the seasons to change based on actual seasons happening around you. Or if you're going to get real crazy with it, you can choose the opposite hemisphere to really just kind of mess things up. When you first arrive, you'll get a new resident orientation, which you will be given a tent and sent to place this somewhere on the island. And you'll also be allowed to place the tent of some of the other residents that showed up with you. That way you can put them in a corner and never talk to them again. A tour of the facilities. So the first thing they showed off was the resident services, which is open 24 hours a day. It allows you to purchase everyday goods, sell unwanted items, and give you helpful advice. This is where the do-it-yourself workshop is, and this will teach you how to craft different items and give you different recipes to craft these items. Customization workshop is also here and allows you to customize how your do-it-yourself projects look, such as finishes for wooden objects or different comforters for your bed and other things such as couches and all that good stuff.
Pretty neat that they added that.
That is cool, and it looked like you actually design all of that yourself with like pixel art essentially.
Yeah, did you see? I mean, it's probably in the show notes later, but like, you can use the older Animal Crossings on like the 3DS, and you basically design shirts like pixel shirts on that, and then you scan the QR code with your phone for your phone to then talk to your Switch. It's just a total mess, dude.
Why can't they just talk to each other like a normal set of technology? You know, like
that's not the way Nintendo does things.
The 3DS, you could use the 3DS as a controller for your Wii U. Why can't you make it talk to the Switch? Come on.
Yeah, if you want to put a custom shirt on your villager, it will require 3 devices. an internet connection, 2 different power sources.
Send the shirt to your Switch than it is to actually design the shirt.
It was just wild to me. Like I watched it, I'm like, that's cool. And then it's like on your 3DS, I'm like, oh boy.
No.
A lot of people sold those. It's just sitting in a glass cabinet.
Mine's propping my door open right now.
Hey, mine's right here, but it's dead. So
you still didn't charge it, huh?
No. He's not gonna. It's dead.
I got the charger out. And
one step closer.
I wish there was a stylus on the Switch.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, I guess you could just buy one. Like
they're supposed to be working on one. There was a
where am I going to put it?
I don't know.
I mean, I kind of
Yeah.
destroyed this pen stylus thing that I found.
Oh, those pens that you get at like trade shows and like businesses where it's like the rubber bit on the top.
Yes.
Yeah.
Business.
And you get like a million of them.
My place of business. I just took one.
I had a real nice one that it was on the opposite end instead of being on top. So it was actually where the tip of the pen came out. So every time you would try to use it, it would actually just fucking scratch everything.
Yeah, because the end of the pen is right there. Yeah. This one
Who designed that?
I have no clue.
Well, I thought the back end was the stylus part. Turns out it's a pink highlighter. I would not recommend using a pink highlighter on the screen.
Oh my god.
It'll be fine.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's fine.
So the next facility they showed off was the airport, which is available for use every day, 24 hours a day, allows you to invite people to your island, either online or locally, allows you to visit other people's islands as well. 8 people can be on one island at a time. And it also features a in-game postal service that lets you send messages to other players.
AKA in-game chat.
Yeah, kind of.
Matched by a post office.
Kind of.
Oh boy, hopefully
it's still like you have to send this message and you better get everything out in this one message because it has to go back and forth. It's not like an actual in-game chat where you can have a consistent conversation. No, that'd be too simple, Jeff. We'll get to that later.
Hopefully they have better customer service than the United States Postal Service.
Absolutely not. Never had an issue at my local post office.
I don't think Corey knows this. I have an absolute disdain, dude, for the United States Postal Service.
Man.
It makes no sense. First of all, I mean, it's like all of our tax dollars go to it, right? And their hours are horrendous. The one near my work, I shit you not, Tuesdays, it closes at 10:30. They open that thing for 2 hours.
What?
And then they close it. Yeah.
That makes sense.
On Tuesdays. And then every other day it closes at 4:30, which is great, right? Because, I can't use it after work.
Right.
For something that my tax dollars go to. It does not work my schedule at all.
I feel you there as someone who deals with the post office every single day. For my job, it's a good time.
Yeah, it's fantastic. They lost my immigration work. That was great. That was a big one. And then I asked him, "Hey, is there a tracking code?" He's like, "Yeah, right there." Oh, it looks like I forgot to print it. I went, "Thank you so much." Anyways, move on.
So they also wanted to, this was still under the tour of facilities for whatever reason, but they're also offering special services to help you get acquainted with the island. So the first thing you'll get is the official Nook phone. Tom Nook will give you I skipped a line. This starts with standard apps, but more apps will be added over time that allow you to do different things. The second thing they'll give you is a island-wide broadcast. So Tom Nook will give you news and advice every single morning. The Nook mileage program is number 3, which will make recommendations for activities to do and give you miles for partaking in the recommendations. They're really leaning into this like getaway thing, even though you're moving to this island. So it doesn't entirely make sense, but I get it, I guess. But anyway, the miles can be used to pay off the getaway package because you have to pay for the getaway package as well, mind you, and will eventually allow you to purchase in-game rewards later on, but only after Tom Nook gets his money.
This is like the game of life.
Yeah.
Basically, you're sent on something, you're immediately put into crippling debt, and you owe bills immediately. On top of that, you have a phone, but you don't have access to all the applications on the phone. And you have to sign up for what appears to be like a shitty air miles program. Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming that, like every 10 points equals like half a point, or every 10 miles is half a point.
Something like that.
It's the weirdest thing in the world.
Yeah.
I know. Tom Nook is the worst. He's the worst.
Yeah. He's
Didn't you put him as one of your top 5 villains of all time?
Yeah, I did. I put him as one of my top 5 villains of all time because he's a silent killer, dude. He doesn't walk around in a tank, doesn't have weapons or anything. He's just crippling debt, dude. Destroy his enemies.
Where's the Animal Crossing game where we have a village revolt against Tom Nook?
Right? I mean, the problem is he owns the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's a dictator.
So you can later on we'll get into the fact that you can adjust terrain, and I'm going to just raise the terrain all around where he's at and try to trap him in there and see what happens. So they also gave us some important tips. So there are dangerous creatures that you can encounter, like wasps and scorpions that can sting you. These stings can be cured with medicine that you can buy from the resident services.
That you can buy. Another way for Tom Nook to take your money. I'm going to put these deadly animals on this island, so you have to give me more money for me to cure you.
Tom Nook also owns a pharmaceutical company and holds all patents. Holds all patents to cures on the island.
I assume that these creatures are not native to this island either. They were brought here.
I know. They were.
He's boosted the price of insulin on the island.
Nook Pharma.
They also said a weird little tidbit about nighttime. There may be some strange animals that you should be wary of while traveling at night. And then they showed a ghost, but nothing actually happened.
It's not an animal.
I'm pretty sure Tom Nook actually just drops out of trees and attacks you at nighttime, and it takes whatever money you didn't give him during the day.
Tom Nook in a white bedsheet.
This is the problem, though, right? Everyone is animals. So, I mean, with strange animals coming out of there. I mean, like at night, raccoon is Nook. So
that is one of the weird things about games like this, where it's like, hey, there's some animals that are animals that can talk to you, and then there's also some animals that are just animals.
It's watch like it be Disney Pluto Goofy situation.
Exactly.
Yeah. Watch it be a real human being. Like a realistic human being comes out at night and just stands there and goes, "The hell am I?"
There will be castaway sightings, which you can rescue these castaways simply by talking to them.
Yeah, that was so in the direct. That was hilarious. They're like, and the lady's voice was so peaceful, right? She's like, "You'll find castaways," and like this pelican is like half fucking dead on the beach, like breathing heavily, looking and like
he looked a lot like Donald Duck, by the way.
Yeah, he did, very close. Mm-hmm. But he was like passed out on the beach, and then she just talks to him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm good, and just gets up, and then it's like, hey, you should stay here, and then that's it."
Yeah,
riveting storylines.
You can save these castaways by first talking to them, and then she kind of paused for a minute, and it did its thing, and then she's like, and you can help heal them by keeping them company. You're like,
you didn't even drag him out of the ocean. Half of the pelican's body's still in the ocean, and he's just having a conversation with her on the beach. It's wild, man.
And also they brought up the last tip that says, feeling lost, there is a rescue service that will transport you back to home, because it's a big square map. I don't know how you get lost on it, but in case you do, you can basically call a quick teleport back to your camp. Some optional extras that they have in the game. You can build a house that can eventually be expanded and remodeled. It will store any items that are not on display. So that seems like that's going to be priority almost number one outside of giving Nook all of your money. There will be Nook miles tickets, which will be used to buy island tours of distant islands that are not owned by other players. These are viewed as mystery tours and will have materials and creatures you may not see on your island, but you can harvest and bring back to your island, which I think breaks a lot of traveling codes there, but it'll be okay.
Customs. Not be happy.
Number 3, party play, which calls up other residents and lets them follow you around or vice versa. And they will gather and interact with the world as you're walking around. Anything they pick up will be in a recycling box in the resident service building. So basically you can call up your friends and make them work for you for free.
Thank God they recycle.
And then
Thank God it's not a box, right?
And then you grab things directly from the recycling bin. Fantastic. And then the last thing that they had in the optional extras is the Nook Link, which is a program within the Nintendo Switch app for mobile devices that interacts with the game on Switch. This is also how you chat with players, either through the keyboard or voice chat on your phone. When will they ever learn? Why?
Never, man. I'll tell you why they don't want to do it. It's probably the legal aspect of it. Because it's mainly kids. Well, I mean, kids are like a big section of their audience. And I got to imagine the amount of legal headache there would be.
So is Call of Duty, though.
That's true. So is Fortnite. So is Fortnite also. But I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what? Maybe they just don't know.
How many kids have tablets or even phones for themselves that they can just download this app anyway?
That's
I mean,
true.
at the end of the day, it boils down to just parent your damn children.
Why make it so hard, though? Surely the Switch has power to be able to send chat.
Oh, absolutely.
You were able to do that on your 3DS.
Yeah. Yeah. There's 100%. The capability is there, but I don't know why they're pushing so hard into this mobile app that I have on my phone and I have opened one time, and it was when I first downloaded it forever ago.
Yeah.
Like when it was first launched, and saw zero value in it, and just I don't even know why I still have it on my phone.
I downloaded it because it said Nintendo on it. That's literally the only reason why I downloaded the app. I don't think I've ever used it.
No.
I don't know how you would use it. I mean,
I would rather hop into a Discord with someone and talk through either my phone or my computer and play Switch. I just, it's so stupid.
Look, the Nintendo Switch Online app still only has 2 games listed on it. Okay, it's Smash and it's Splatoon 2.
It's been out for 3 years.
3 years.
3 years.
2 games. I have it open on my phone right now.
Hey, soon to be 3, man. Soon to be 3, dude. Nook
Sure.
Link.
Yeah. 6 months after it comes out.
Get those. No, March is when it launches. Apparently, this launches with the game.
No,
they'll
it
delay
launches shortly after the game, but
Yeah,
still in the month of March, even though the game launches on March 20th.
Are you what? So the game launches practically the end of March.
Yeah,
but they take the other how many days?
11 days.
31. Yeah, 11 days in March to release the app. You got to imagine too that they're going to release it on a business day.
Yeah.
So let's take away days out of those 11 days.
Uh-huh.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So
wow.
you out of that you figure you got
probably
7 days, 7 days,
7 business days. Yeah. Is the
Good
difference
stuff.
maker in this situation. That's wild. Mind you, this game has already been delayed.
Yeah.
So by an extensive amount also. So it I don't know. That's weird. All right. I'll take it for part 2 here. So part 2 is the future development plans. So obviously not only does Nick own the pharma, he's a pharma bro. And he also puts you in crippling debt, but I guess he also handles
sweater vests are really expensive, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Cashmere. And
It's made of your money.
he also seems to manage the future development plan. So additional residents wanted. As you play, you can invite animals to live on your island. And eventually the game will send NPCs to live on the island for you, but you're allowed to choose where they will live, which is kind of interesting.
Again, all the way to the corner with you.
Yeah.
Honestly, game's starting to be like a communism simulator in a lot of ways. A little bit. I don't want to bring cause for concern, but yeah. The additional facilities planned are a museum that will showcase the ecosystem of the island, a shop where you can purchase furniture that can't be made from materials found on the island, a tailor that offers clothing and fashion items, and a campsite where you can invite guests for recreational activities. Mind you, also the campsite is a tent, and you just open the tent and you can do activities like talk to someone in the tent.
It's a different colored tent, okay?
And it's
don't get pretentious about it.
I wouldn't necessarily call it a campsite. It's like an old used army tent. And the way that it played out on the direct was some like rabbit was in there, and they had like what seemed to be 4 sentences after meeting each other, and the rabbit said, "Wow, if only I lived here." And then you had 2 selections: "You shouldn't live here," or "Yeah, you should live here." He clicked "Yeah, you should live here," and the rabbit went, "Wow." And I'm assuming now he's living there. So,
in that tent specifically.
Yeah. The pinnacle of
gonna get real crowded
of simulation gameplay. So additional resident services expansion will be remodeling, expansion, and moving of houses and facilities. You also get a variety of visitors that will offer goods and services to you. Events such as fishing tournaments and bug offs will happen. And there'll be free updates that will offer seasonal events, guests, and more. And you can create a one-of-a-kind island that can be molded by adding bridges, slopes, paths, and terrain changes that will be granted through permits that can be obtained once the island is fully decked out. So again, you have to get a permit for doing the bridge or building a path.
We're deep in the weeds now.
But if anyone knows how bad it is to get a permit, I mean, it takes a long time generally through all the governmental red tape. But I don't know.
To apply for the permit, and then you have to wait like 6 days before you can actually get it in game days.
And then you build the bridge, and then the inspector comes and goes, "You're gonna have to change that. We're gonna have to tear that down. That doesn't meet city code." Oh my God! Good God! Part 3. Was frequently asked questions, and they answered these. So, first question: can the game be played with family on a single Switch? Yes, each user can register 1 resident,
and there can be up to 8 at one time.
Playing at one time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
8 total on an island at any given time, but I think it's also just 8 total like registered to that island as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's only however many names can be registered to your Switch, which I think is 8. So
yeah.
Okay. There was a question
about those Joy-Cons. They really want you to buy.
Yeah. Go buy $400 worth of Joy-Cons.
Ah, damn, it's drifting again.
In order to get
another one.
In order to maximize the features of this game, $400 in Joy-Cons. Go get yourself a 3DS, a cell phone, a Nintendo Online subscription.
Hey, could you imagine sitting next to somebody on like a plane or something, and they just have their 3DS, their Switch, phone, maybe like a drawing tablet to sketch out ideas?
That's going to be me on my way to Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm going to Florida next Thursday, and it's just like, this would be a nightmare watching somebody do all this.
$1,000 commitment, man. It's an investment.
Just look to the person next to you. Hey, can you hold this for a second?
Yeah.
You hold a second. I gotta get the QR code for this T-shirt.
Yeah.
On the game that came out 7 years ago.
Here's my phone. Can you take a picture of this screen for me so I can send it to this other screen that's also in my hand? Thanks.
But they don't talk to each other, right?
You want to come talk to me in my tent?
Yeah, God. There's also questions about amiibo support. It was not spacious. It was tiny. It was like the size of like a children's play tent. It was like some shitty Lightning McQueen tent. There was a question about amiibo support also, and the answer was yes. Animal Crossing amiibos will be supported. These characters will be added to the island at the campsite, and additional character support will be added down the road, which I don't understand because usually when new characters come in, they come in through the town center. Or like I don't get how you come in through the campsite.
Known by Tom Nook.
Yeah.
It seems like that bunny that they showed earlier was one of the amiibos as well. So I don't know if they'll eventually just kind of show up anyways, and this is just kind of a way to fast track it or not. And also it wasn't entirely clear whether it's going to end up supporting like amiibos from other games in some way, shape, or form. It says additional character support, but it said, what was it, DJ KK? Is that someone from the Animal Crossing series? I don't know. This will literally be my first Animal Crossing.
That's the dog. Slider, the dog with the guitar.
Yeah, the dog.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So again, this is gonna be my first Animal Crossing game, so I know nothing. But this, like you said, seems kind of like communism. The game
simulator, dude.
Yeah, I mean, the way we've been talking about this game, it might not be my first Animal Crossing.
yeah. Also,
stressful.
They're totally gonna like make a million different amiibos for this. On top of that, they're also gonna put probably like two or three of these characters, I bet you, in Smash on top of the ones that are already in there.
Besides the Smash amiibo, though, when was the last time Nintendo really released a set? Was it Mario Odyssey?
There was some that came out for Shovel Knight. I think that was the last one I know of. But as far as Nintendo specifically,
the Link's Awakening amiibo.
Yeah, they had done some new ones for the Smash Bros. Series, like you brought up. But other than that,
where's my Fire Emblem amiibo?
Yeah, give me Byleth.
The Dark Samus and Richter amiibo were released on the 17th of January 2020.
There you go.
Well, Byleth will be coming because Byleth is in Smash.
Yeah. So you get it not through the Fire Emblem game, but through Smash.
Yeah, through Smash.
There's so many amiibos now; it's wild.
I know.
Yeah,
there's a bunch that I wish I would have gotten, and I just didn't. And
they're like highly collectible.
I know.
Yeah. I can't believe how much people pay for some of these things. I mean,
well, I got the Shovel Knight one, which I was really excited for, and now they have the Spectre Knight and the King Knight and Plague Knight ones, and I really want those, but now they're like an arm and a leg to get them. So.
Didn't those just release in December?
Yeah, December 31st was Spectre Knight and King Knight. They're gone.
Yeah.
And Plague Knight too.
Yeah. And then the Gold Shovel Knight one too.
That's wild. That's crazy.
Scalpers got them, jacked the price up on them.
There's more information about visiting friends. So there's temporary codes will be used to communicate with friends or other players, which is great because, why would you want to continue a conversation after a certain period of time? These interactions can be restricted, though, or through parental controls. I think they're already restricted in the fact that they're temporary, and it's caused my communication to not work as well.
I think the friend code theory is already parental control.
Yeah. Axes and shovels will be restricted on other players' islands to protect your island, but friends registered as best friends can use these. There's going to be a lot of griefing going on.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I'm not going to trust you, Jeff. Not at all.
I don't know, dude, if I'm going to buy this right at the gate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We'll get to that after all Animal Crossing guy.
Yeah, we'll get to this after.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Good question from what appears to probably be Karen or Deborah. What if I lose my save data? There's no cloud save data features, so you're fucked, Karen. They'll be added later to recover the save data from the server in certain circumstances, such as damage or loss. That
was really weird.
Confusing statement ever.
Absolutely.
Again, no cloud save data feature. However, this will be added later to recover the save data from the server in certain circumstances and situations.
So they have cloud saves,
but they won't give it to you.
Thanks, Nintendo.
I don't know why at this point, like if they want to use the phone, why don't they put save data on the phone as a backup? And then you could just sync it to your Switch. I mean, wouldn't that be a neat idea? Like I could use my phone and their shitty app to hold the 1 megabyte of player data it takes to run Animal Crossing.
Or I could just use my cloud save data that I pay for.
yeah, that's true.
A year.
Hey.
Yeah. Or you could just, let us have access to the cloud save that you're already keeping. So why does it matter?
How much was Nintendo Switch Online each year?
$20 a year.
Yeah, maybe we increase it, maybe $1 more. And if that's going to get me cloud save on all my games, that'd be great. Because
or you could raise it like $10 a year more and actually get some engineers that know how to make an online version.
Maybe then they could hire somebody that actually knows what the hell they're doing.
Yeah. Good God. Will there be a special themed console to go alongside the game? This is a dumb question.
Yes, Karen, it was already announced.
Yeah, they already asked, they already announced it. It says, yes, it will launch a week prior to the release of the game. But we don't know if it's going to be fully stocked. That's something that, if you're into
it's just whatever was available for pre-order.
No, but it's going to be delayed also
Hopefully
from coronavirus.
Yeah. They also have that coral pink Switch Lite now too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not that that's
but isn't the supply for the Animal Crossing stuff wasn't that one of the ones that got messed up from coronavirus?
Probably.
So what you should do, it's a gamble either way. One, either we got Nintendo Switches that have coronavirus, or two, you've got a limited supply of Animal Crossing Switches that you could sell and resell and
Switch
make
comes
money.
with cool Joy-Cons, a nice dock, and a breath mask.
And COVID-19. Oh my God.
So Amber wants the Joy-Cons.
Amber wants the Joy-Cons?
Amber wants the Joy-Cons from that console. We don't need the console, obviously, but she wants the Joy-Cons, and the only place you can buy them individually is Japan. So Gonzo, if you're listening, buddy, send me that and vial of coronavirus, and that would be great.
You can only buy them separate in Japan?
Yes.
There's a whole bunch of them that you can only buy separate in Japan. The Dragon Quest ones and the
my gosh.
Pretty much any Joy-Con that comes with a special edition here, you can buy separate in Japan.
Why?
There was some Mario ones that were really cool too.
Dude, we've talked about this so many times as to why they do not make more funky colors of Joy-Cons and sell them here in North America.
They hate us.
Yeah, and why don't they just sell the colors together? I get that you want opposite colors because it looks cool, but why can't you just the
blue and red?
Yeah, well, even that, why can't you just sell me some pink ones for both sides? I don't want to buy a new Switch just to have pink Joy-Cons,
Yeah.
They actually, even in Japan, they had. So, you could buy the Splatoon ones, but in Japan, they actually had one where it was flip-flopped. Mm-hmm. So, whichever one was the green and whichever one was the pink, you could buy the opposite in Japan. And so you could make a full set, but you had to import them, and then you'd have 4.
Jesus Christ.
Look, I got a full set of the neon blue ones, right? And I was it was probably the second to last time I was at a GameStop, and I went in there and I forget what I was getting. I was probably getting a game or something, but the guy in front of me was buying a Switch and the opposite set of Joy-Cons. And he's like, well, I don't want the red ones. Can I just trade them back in? Or I don't want the blue ones. Can I just trade them back in? And I bought the blue ones right there. It's awesome.
Really?
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Because he didn't want them. He just wanted a red set, but
it makes sense.
Yeah.
You want to match. Drives my OCD nuts.
Yeah, I did a shell swap on mine, so.
Yeah.
Which is a giant pain in the ass, by the way.
So I see a Switch Lite there. Are you running the dual Switch setup thing where you leave one in the dock and one?
Yeah, kind of. My kids play with the other one generally, the regular Switch. I got that one for Christmas, so that's kind of my Switch now, and I hardly ever play other than handheld anyway, so that's kind of perfect for me.
Yeah.
Is anybody making third-party crappy Joy-Cons like Mad Catz?
Hori makes that one with the D-pad.
Yeah. I also heard it gets really hot.
Yeah.
That's concerning.
Yeah. Yes.
May blow up in your hand.
I know there's a lot of people on eBay and Etsy and stuff that make their own custom ones. They use the shells, but there's a set of white ones that I've been wanting to buy for a while, but they're $135 that have a proper D-pad and They have a little bit bigger face buttons and stuff.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I did the shell swap on mine, I should have put a D-pad in it, but I didn't. Because you can. I mean, once you got it tore apart, you can really do whatever you want. You can even change out your drifting sticks if you want. But
yeah,
I want to see like an N64 themed one. I don't know why Nintendo isn't doing that. N64 themed one, a GameCube themed one. I'd love to see.
They're waiting until they add those games to the Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah, it was
so never
10 years because we're getting absolute gems like God. What was the last one?
Windbead.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
gems.
I respect the classics, right? Like I respect the NES and the SNES, right? Like I love those games, grew up on those games, but like
a lot of them are the same.
Come on.
A lot of
3DS, stupid Super Nintendo Virtual Console. I have the NES and SNES classics. Like, it's time. Come on.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel big time.
I mean, that's an understatement. Right? I mean, like, you're pretty much chewing through the ground at this point. There's no barrel.
I'm waiting for Cheetah Man.
Oh,
Nintendo Switch Online.
Look, the only thing you could give me on the SNES side now, besides like Final Fantasy 4 and 6 or whatever, would be like Turtles in Time.
Okay,
there you go. Okay,
yeah. Battletoads
won't happen. That's a licensing hell for sure on the Turtles in Time.
Turtles in Time licensing you're never going to see that game again. So,
Dunzo. There is another question asking, will there be any free updates after the launch of the game? And the answer was yes. The first free update will be on launch day. So that's kind of weird. So I mean, I would kind of just say day one batch update, but it'd be day one update, and will allow you to participate in Bunny Day, which has a special day in April, probably Easter.
That's when
it's Bunny Day.
That's when that rabbit moves into its little.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I thought it was more like when like a rabbit resurrects from the dead. On Easter.
He comes into a basket.
No, he resurrects after 2 days. He comes out of his campsite alive again after he'd been dead.
It's like some real Pet Cemetery shit going on over here.
Yeah.
And corners you in your campsite in that tiny ass tent.
Yeah. There will be a special offer for Animal Crossing Pocket Camp and Animal Crossing New Horizons, through which players can receive special items in each, with more details coming at a later date. I bet you they add some sort of microtransaction into this thing, dude.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
Like
it's coming.
Some hat or something like that. So
buy miles.
From watching the direct, I've always kind of liked Animal Crossing in some ways, because it's just like I pick it up and play it for like 25 minutes, 30 minutes here and there or whatever, and just put it down. I don't feel like I'm, if I come back to it like a week later, I don't really feel like I'm out of the loop of anything. In fact, I feel like I've preserved my brain cells. But the game itself, like during the direct, I really liked like how the menus worked and how much easier it is to use your tools now. Thank God for that. But I don't know, like some of this stuff in here, just it sounds like it's way too simulator and less sandbox. Like there's too much rules. Like, I don't want to get a permit to build a friggin' bridge. Just let me build a bridge on my supposed private island.
I just feel like there's a few games that are doing this better now, like Stardew Valley or or like some of these smaller indie games, or even like Rune Factory to an extent, right? Like I feel like, not that people don't want Animal Crossing, right? I know a lot of people are excited for this, but I just feel like there's a lot of games that scratch that kind of open air itch now. And this seems to be going the opposite direction, like you said.
It's weird that when you go to an island is when you get more rules versus, when you're moving into a town and trying to, be a part of the town, you had less rules. Like Tom Nook really has a lockdown on that island for sure.
Yeah, it's wild. It's like he basically owns the Bahamas.
So this was weird for me because I actually wasn't like I assumed I was going to buy it because I think Amber's somewhat interested in it, and I'm kind of interested.
Would like this too.
and I want to see like what it's all about, why people get into it. Because I tried Stardew Valley, and I think it's a fantastic game, but I can't get into it. I like to have an end goal. I'm very much a person that needs like
You're not gonna like Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I need something to aim towards, right? And so I've never played them before, and so I was going to pick this one up to try it out. And as I was watching it, like I actually got more interested in it just from watching the direct. Probably I hadn't cared, and it is just right around the corner. And some of those things, like, oh, you have to have the island fully done before you can get permits to do, this and this. And I was like, that's kind of like an end goal. That gives me a little bit to aim for. But I don't know. I see where if you're coming from a background with some Animal Crossing experience, it's a big change in a lot of ways. But for me, I don't know. I'm still kind of interested in it. I don't know where exactly I fall. It's very much not my type of game by any means, but I'm still probably going to give it a go.
I mean, it's like the example of a perfect casual game, like a dive in, dive out game. Like, I mean, anyone could play the damn thing, and you just kind of do stuff in it. I mean, if you're looking for an end goal in a game, it's definitely not it. You do not want this game.
Yeah, no, I know there's not really like an end goal or anything, but having the what was it? How they described it? It was like the miles or whatever, and it recommends something to you, and it actually gives you, something to do where you can, by completing a task, you can earn something, kind of thing. See, that works for me too. Like that's exactly why I'm hooked on Modern Warfare right now. There's daily quests, there's weekly quests, there's different challenges to unlock different camos and stuff. Like I get into that stuff. I don't know why, but I do. That's what speaks to me and what I like to see in a game. So this kind of works rather than just being a giant, fishing simulator or whatever of sorts. But I don't know.
Take this timeline in for a second. Okay. So 2001 is the first Animal Crossing.
Okay.
So 19 years ago. That's wild, first of all. The hell? You guys hear that?
You got a dog?
I don't have a dog, but it's awfully close.
Outside your third story window.
Yeah. And it sounds like it's literally right at my window, and I'm 3 stories up. 2005 was Wild World. 2008 was City Folk. 2012 was New Leaf. And then I don't count this, but 2015 was Happy Home Designer.
Oh, yeah.
Amiibo Festival. No.
Yeah.
2016 New Leaf. Welcome Amiibo. So they just repurposed 2012's game. And then 2017 Pocket Camp. So we have not had a real game since 2012. I also think they just flat out waited way too long.
I don't know if I go that far. There is a shit ton of hype around this game. Like there's a lot of people that are
but I mean,
excited.
There's a lot of people that if they came out with an Animal Crossing like every friggin' 2 years, it would sell like hotcakes. Yeah. I've never understood that. I mean, that fan base is so hardcore.
That's a lot of Nintendo games in general, though, too. Like, if you, but I feel like as somebody who considers themselves a huge Nintendo fan, I do feel like the fan base does like overhype a lot of things, right? Just because it's Nintendo, right?
Now,
I mean,
it's so true.
Look, it's just, I don't know, man. I get why people are excited for Animal Crossing, but I've never played one. I will probably try this one, but I don't know if it'll stick, right? I mean, there's a lot of games that I would like to play, but I just don't have the time to sink into it to really get the most out of it, right? Like
I'd like to rent it.
Yeah, I mean, like I would really like to play Pokemon Sword and Shield, right? But I don't have the time to sit there and do all that, right? Because there's other games I want to play and other things I need to do and want to do. So I don't know.
Overhype moment. May I introduce you to Mario Tennis on Switch?
Ooh, yeah, Mario Tennis Aces, man. Best game ever.
Yeah, it was definitely an ace.
You know what? It was better than Ultra Smash, the Wii U one. Huh?
Yeah, I played that one.
Yeah. You can't say it wasn't better than that hot piece of garbage.
I mean, most of the stuff that was around that Wii U era was not great.
Yeah,
yeah,
I do agree. Mario Tennis for GameCube.
That was
where it's at.
fantastic.
Oh yeah,
Mario Strikers. That's a game that needs to come back.
The GameCube sports games, all great.
Which made no sense because it's like the worst controller
I know.
and the worst console for sports games, but it was unreal.
I
It
mean,
made no sense.
to be fair, the
Come
N64 also was a
No,
terrible controller.
I
Oh,
like-
N64 was by far the worst controller.
Yeah,
When
no,
people
bro,
don't
I-
know
I-
how to hold it.
I liked the game.
Where does my
controller.
third hand go?
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know how to do this.
I like the GameCube controller. I just think for sports games, it wasn't. It was. I
Okay,
thought
that's
for
fair.
fast action gameplay, it was not a great choice.
So let me tell you, playing SSX Tricky on the GameCube was a terrible idea because it required 4 shoulder buttons to do all the tricks, and it only had 3. So it was you literally couldn't, like, towards the end of the game, literally couldn't get all of the goals because you couldn't do all the tricks, and you couldn't up your combo because you couldn't have all the tricks. So it's like,
so stupid.
I know.
Also, when you click those shoulder buttons down, the noise, it would like suck to the bottom of it like a plunger, and then the rest of it would sound like you're like clacking like
It's those analog stick or the analog
two bricks together. Yeah,
Yeah.
Beautiful.
they used like the same springs that are in like your pen for the shoulder buttons. Man, it was
Look,
wild.
I mean, I love the GameCube just
Oh
as much
yeah,
as next guy.
oh
But
yeah.
so that, I mean, I like the way the controller feels, but just boy,
Dude, the
Certainly
GameCube
wasn't
is
perfect.
mind blowing. I mean, think about the Game Boy Advance expansion for the GameCube.
yeah, I have one attached to the bottom of my GameCube.
Yeah, but like that was a whole Game Boy in the bottom that slammed up into the top of your GameCube, and that was it. I've got a GameCube game that would actually sell pretty well because I think it was only in Canada that they did the bundle. But I have Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, the whole Zelda collection or whatever that launched with there. So I think it's only in Canada or something like that. But
You could here
It was
you
a
could get
bundle.
it if you here you could pre-order, or hold on, I think it was a Nintendo Power giveaway. It had 1, 2, Ocarina, and Majora's Mask. In it, right? Yeah.
on one
If you subscribe to Nintendo Power, you got that disc here. And then if you pre-ordered Wind Waker, you got the Ocarina Master Quest disc.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
that
had
was
the Ocarina and Master one, but I never had the other one.
so I got that was like just a standard bundle up in Canada. So I remember getting that at Toys R Us.
Huh.
But I still got that. Still have that disc and everything. And
That
it's in like
that
English
bad
and
boy's worth
French.
a pretty hefty amount of money.
Probably a decent amount, yeah. My thing is I want to find like the different colors of GameCubes. I just had the purple one.
Yeah, I just have the purple one too, which are actually pretty hard to find now too. It's usually the black and silver ones you find.
Yeah.
Yeah. The orange one though.
Yeah, that was a Europe exclusive, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
I have that controller though.
Yeah, I have an orange controller, yeah.
Ooh.
I got it with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3.
They
I
had
don't know how I got mine.
what colors did they have? They had purple, silver, black in America, like in North America, right? Did they have a blue one?
The controllers I have the purple one, and then I have the purple one with the clear backing on it.
Yeah.
And then I have the orange one. And then they came out with a really rare line of white ones. And I have a white one. So and then I have 2 Wavebirds.
Yeah, I got the silver Wavebird. That was the shiznit. It looks like they just had the black, the purple, and the silver.
As the standards.
Yeah, as the standards. And then there was there's a gold one. I remember that. There's a gold one.
Yeah, I've got an orange. I've got an orange one now. But back in the day when I still had all my GameCube and all of the games and stuff, it was all purple.
Did you see the people are starting to take their docks and they take a GameCube and they slice like
it looks really bad most of the time.
It does look kind of bad in some sense. It's also funny.
Why would you do that to a GameCube?
Well, it's also funny when people still have their Wavebird adapters plugged in there.
Yeah.
Those things are massive.
Oh, they were huge.
Like ridiculous. But I get it. I mean, I understand it. So, Corey, what are your thoughts on this Animal Crossing? I mean, you're not gonna pick it up. Anything? That's gonna...
I mean, I might, but also Doom comes out that day, and there's a couple other things that I am trying to prep for and everything. So I don't know. We'll see. I want to try it out, but also there's a red box that's like 3 feet from my house. So,
but they stopped selling games soon or renting games, don't they?
They're done now.
They're done now? Oh,
Yeah.
so there you go. You can't rent the new stuff.
I was trying to buy some for cheap as they were trying to get rid of them. And I went one day and they didn't have what I was looking for. And I went to another one the next day and done. None of them had it anymore.
Here's the thing. It's probably like a local game shop went to every red box at 2 a.m.
Probably.
And bought everything up. Here's the thing though. Like, I mean, why do you even buy it? Why don't you just rent it and then just leave it, like hold it forever? Like they're gonna get rid of it
because they just end up charging you for whatever price they're selling it for.
A prepaid Visa.
Yeah, that's true.
With like
there
$3 on it.
Tell people how to rob.
Box. Not sound legal advice. Not
Lawyer Craig would be very disappointed.
No, I can clean this up. Lawyer Craig would be okay if I just said don't follow the actions I just said, and you're held accountable to your own actions. But you do you. If there's like
I do not represent the views of Diggity podcast.
There we go. Yeah, protect your ass too, Corey. No, I mean if there's like some red box in like Wiener, Arkansas, and it's just sitting there I imagine like just red box is gonna be like payphones soon, where they're just kind of there and they're like all beat up and graffitied and scratched up and stuff, God. All right, let's close this show out, shall we?
Yeah.
Before I get into my closing statements, Corey, do you just want to say a couple words, like when people can catch you, what times and all that for your shows?
Yeah, our shows release on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on any podcast service you can find. We're currently making the switch over to Anchor.
Hell yeah!
Your guys' recommendation.
Hell yeah!
I mean, I've been thinking about it for a while, and enough people have just kind of said, "Hey, it's real easy, and you should just do it." So, Boss Rush podcast comes out on Tuesdays, Arsenal X on Wednesdays, and Nintendo Padlock on Thursdays. You can find that on your podcast service of choice or on our website at bossrushgames.com. And you can follow me at I am Corey NHT.
Cool. Soon to be Ohio Corey. Yeah. Guys, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Diggity Podcast and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Xbox One. My gamer tag is Maple Jeff. Brody.
Mine is Luscious Brody. And on PlayStation, you can find me at Wolverine's Cousin.
So stupid again. Corey, do you want to plug gamer tag at all or no?
Jeff.
Yeah, I mean on Xbox you can find me at Corey HD 713 and on PlayStation 4 as Rogue Spartan 4.
But you will not turn your PlayStation on.
I mean, it's literally sitting here on the floor next to me, unplugged with wires in the box. So I'm gonna throw that out there.
Guys, leave us a review. It helps us out a ton, whether it's a comment on one of our YouTube videos or a review on our iTunes page or other podcast platform pages. Helps us get seen and shown more and featured more. And until next time, guys, we will see you for the Wednesday show. See ya.